You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriance for Black and White Sports. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys and gals for watching. We knew this would happen. We knew your standard operating social justice warriors in sports would start coming out in full and total throat. Here we go. Well, Megan Rapinoe, that Megan Rapinoe of the U.S. soccer team. I mean, look, it's a toss-up as to who the biggest social justice warrior is. Colin Kaepernick, Megan Rapinoe. I'm going to say Megan Rapinoe. I'm actually going Rapinoe in this battle. Well, we knew the virtue signaling would start coming out. The fake outrage would start coming out. It's funny because today Megan Rapinoe is back on women's rights. Just 2 days ago, Megan Rapinoe was shitting all over women's rights and your kids' rights to fairly participate in women's sports because she believes trans ought to be able to just get in there and ruin female sports all over the place. Well, wait a minute now. Are you a feminist? Are you just a pro everything? You gotta make your stances clear here because I can't keep up with your hypocrisy. Today, women's rights. Yesterday, shitting all over women's rights when it comes to their sporting events. And she just flat come out and said your kids' sports and their competitiveness is not of any importance. Now, that's funny. I wonder when she was growing up playing soccer, would she still feel the same way? Wow. And by the way, I also believe that she's a grifter. I absolutely believe that. I think she changes stances based on what will fatten ass her pocketbook. Megan Rapinoe blast men. Now we're on some men hating. This doesn't seem like a stretch. Megan Rapinoe blasts men for silence on abortion. Stand up and say something. Okay. U.S. women's national team player and outspoken liberal activist Megan Rapinoe is blasting men for their, quote, silence. Okay, I won't be silent. I'm pro-life. There you go, Megan Rapinoe, on the abortion issue and pleading with them to stand up. Okay, I will stand up and tell you I'm pro-life. Quote, how sad a day this is for me personally and for my teammates, for just all of the people out there this is going to affect, Rapinoe said at the outset of her Zoom call with reporters. A Zoom call with reporters? Did you call a Zoom call with reporters to talk about this? Okay. Pro-choice means you get to choose, she said. Pro-choice allows other people to be pro-life if that is what works for them or is what their beliefs are or if that is where they're at in their life. Pro-life doesn't allow anybody to make a choice. How about the choice on behalf of the child? The unborn baby who's a living entity, yes. No matter what you think or want to say, Rapinoe, and that's the problem here. How about somebody be advocates for the actual unborn babies? Rapinoe, who is gay, tied the court's rulings, here we go, to the alphabet mafia. LGBT issues. Obviously, you can understand from an individual perspective how difficult it is to live in a country where you have a constant, unrelenting, violent tide against you and onslaught as a woman. It seems to me like you're attacking some of these women's rights with a lot of the things you're saying lately. Rapinoe said, quote, and it would be as a gay person, as a non-binary person, as a trans person, whoever this is going to affect, because it affects a lot more than just women or cisgender women. It really does affect us all. We need a freaking thesaurus to keep up with this crap. Rapinoe continued, we know that this will disproportionately affect poor women, black women, brown women, immigrants, women in abusive relationships, women who have been raped, women and girls that have been raped by family members. Do you know the absolute very minute percentage of women that's going to fall into? It's going to be almost non-existent. Almost non-existent. Who, you know what, may just didn't make the best choice. and there's no reason to have a forced pregnancy. Okay, well, look, here's my problem. What you just said, Megan Rapinoe, is exactly my issue. A kid should not pay the price because the parent didn't make a real good decision. Sorry, suck it up and figure it out. The U.S. women's soccer star characterized the court ruling as, quote, not pro-life, but instead an attack on women's rights. Cruelty is the point. What about cruelty towards the unborn babies? I don't understand that. Why is that never brought up? Why does the unborn child not matter to these people? I don't get that. I think the cruelty is the point because this is not pro-life by any means. The right to freedom and pursuit of happiness and liberty is being assaulted in this instance, and it's just incredibly disheartening. There are infinite amounts of reasons why a woman chooses to do what she does with her body, what they do with their body, none of which is anybody else's business. You've got another entity involved, whether you like it or not. Rapino then addressed men specifically. You've been silent to us as a whole. Stand up, say something. This is your wife. This is your sister. This is your friend. This is your girlfriend. This is the mother of your children. This is all of us. And you are allowing a violent, consistent onslaught of autonomy of women's bodies or women's rights on women's minds, on our hearts, on our souls. Rapino then made criticism about male judges that doesn't really stand up to historical scrutiny. Frankly, a majority male court making decisions about my body and any other woman's body is completely misguided and wildly out of touch with the desires of the country, the will of the country, the will of the people, and I think they are acting incredibly irresponsible and inappropriately. It would greatly inconvenience Rapino in her argument if we were to point out that in 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that made abortion of law of the land was decided by a court entirely comprised of men. That just destroyed her argument. In Friday's ruling to overturn Roe, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, a woman, voted with the majority. So, as with a lot of people, they don't. These guys, these social justice warriors, facts in a lot of times just doesn't matter to them. It doesn't come into the equation. And look, my wife put it best. She doesn't understand people like Megan Rapinoe at all. She's like, no, this is not about the woman anymore. It becomes about the child. Okay? The child that everybody is conveniently forgetting as part of the equation that's on that side of the aisle. And I'm sorry, but this shouldn't be allowed if you feel inconvenienced because you got pregnant. Sorry. Got no sympathy for you. That may mean you have to suck it up and you have to make adjustments in your life. No, that doesn't mean you have to give up a career or anything else. But yeah, it could get tough, and sometimes life is tough. I don't have a lot of sympathy for these people, these outcries right now, because the most important part is always supposed to be the child. That's just how I was raised. All right? So, tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. She's slamming men here. There you go, Megan Rapinoe. I just made a statement. I stood up and told you who it should be about. And like it always is, it's not about you, Megan. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Link in the description. Use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word. 25% off now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.